trying to make it all make sense.
The
More
You
No
Podcast.
I thought that was a great interview. And it was interesting to see Jordan Peterson be asking him questions rather than Joe Rogan guiding the conversation.
Yeah, bro. Like, I was reading the comments while I was watching it, and then somebody commented like, "This is how a therapy session with Jordan Peterson must feel like." Like, yeah, it kind of is like a therapy session.
That's what I was thinking too. That's funny you bring that up.
Yeah, and then the title of the podcast is "Who is Joe Rogan?" and one comment is like, "Well, that depends on how you define Joe Rogan," and I start busting up, bro.
Joe Rogan's really not just a person. It's really it's a concept at this point. It's an idea. It's like Atlas Shrugged with Who is John Galt, where it's like John Galt is somebody who created this idea and it then consequently establishes a community surrounding his name. There's so much meaning, so much more meaning to his name than just a name, even in comparison to people with levels of notoriety. Like when you think Steve Jobs, like you think Apple, and then you think of all of his greatness and you think of a phone and stuff like that. But when you say Joe Rogan, you think about Joe Rogan, you think about all of his friends, you think about Jordan Peterson, you think about all these people like Jocko Willink you were also introduced to. You think about your friends like you and I who are just constantly exposed to it. It's fascinating.
Yeah, it really is.
I didn't know he named the episode that way. I wonder if he had any intentions of doing that and thinking of it that way.
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
I love Duncan Trussell.
I do too, bro. He's a cool dude.
Did you see him on Theo Vaughn?
No, I don't really watch Theo Vaughn's podcast just because I forget about it. Outside of watching Joe Rogan podcast, I'd probably watch like Fighter and the Kid more, you know.
Okay.
But it's just only because I forget that Theo Vaughn has a podcast.
His is up there as one of my favorites. You should check out his episode with Duncan Trussell, though. Duncan Trussell says some really incredible things on it. He says his really powerful concept, which is, it comes from this psychologist, Dr. Jack Kornfield or something like that. And not Jack Canfield, the guy who did Chicken Soup for the Soul. It's essentially this concept of if you want to figure out a life where you're going to change the world, first focus on making a difference and being the best you can with your closest surroundings. So those you interact with your family, whether you're going to school or at work, and try to change the lives of those around you first. And from there, not only will you find happiness and find levels of growth within that, but it also propels you down the road of being able to do it on a larger scale. And so this Dr. Jack Kornfield guy, he had a quote that was something of the effect of tend to the part of the garden to which is your own, which is referring to like focus on impacting and being a change with those who surround you first. And then from there, you can try to impact the whole garden.
It's like a very Jordan Peterson type of thought.
Yeah, dude. It had an effect like that on me. I love Duncan Trussell. I hope this talk makes a positive impact in your life. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening or watching it. Check out other episodes, leave a review, and follow us on social media at More You Know Pod. Also, please don't forget about our sweepstakes. Retweet a clip with the hashtag The More You Know and New Podcast from our Twitter for a chance to win a signed copy of my upcoming book, The More You Know, coming this fall. Tag 2 friends in the comments on a clip on Instagram for a chance to win a brand new copy of Dean Graziosi's Millionaire Mindset or Ed Milet's Max Out. Like us or share a clip on Facebook for a chance to win a book I have read that highly inspired me, signed by me with an inspirational message. Again, thank you for listening as we propel with podcasting through the More You Know.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
The
More
You
No
Podcast.